Hello and full moon blessings, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to guide you through a yoga flow that you can do in honor of a full moon in Taurus. We can learn a lot about the overall theme of a moon cycle whenever we look at the astrological sign that the moon is passing through. And so if you have chosen to click on this video today, I'm assuming that you are practicing under a full moon in Taurus, or maybe you're just near a full moon in Taurus. And so I'll just take a moment to talk a little bit about what that could mean. So the moon is said to represent our subconscious, our thoughts, and our emotions. So when the moon is full, something is becoming clear to us. Something is being illuminated for us, the same way that the moon is being illuminated by the reflection of the light of the sun. That represents something in our own life and our own psyche that is being illuminated or reflected to us. And then with the moon being in Taurus, what is becoming known to us might be a sense of stability or a sense of self-respect and self-knowledge. And all of those things that come from doing the inner work. Taurus is all about stability and security, but things can happen and change in one's life that can make us question that sense of stability and security. So the invitation of a Taurus full moon is to find that sense of stability from within and to accept that change is a natural part of life. With this in mind, we're going to be practicing a lot of transitions in our yoga practice today. We're going to be focusing on the way that we're moving through those transitions, the amount of presence and groundedness that we can bring into our movement. So we're going to go ahead and get started in extended child's pose. Coming around into your tabletop position, all fours, and then we'll simply widen the knees apart, big toes touch, hips sit back towards the heels, and then from there we can extend the arms forward and bring the forehead down to the mat. Softening through your shoulders, letting your head become heavy. Feeling the weight rock back into your pelvis. And beginning to connect with a stable flow of breath. Your breath will tell you a lot about what's going on whenever you're practicing your asanas. We practice yoga asana in order to find stability and ease in our body so that we can more easily find that same stability and ease in our minds. And if we lose the breath, if we're not conscious of our breathing or the breath gets restricted, then we're not going to be able to find that stability or ease. Begin to deepen your breath a little bit, lengthening the inhales, extending your exhales. And for these next few breaths, really sensing into all of the parts of you coming into contact with your mat. Every exhale, softening into that support a little bit more. And then from that stable connection beneath us, we'll inhale to lift all the way into our tabletop pose again. Knees under the hips, hands under our shoulders. Spread your fingers really wide, press down through the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift your sits bones, drop your belly, pull your heart through and lift your head. Cow. Exhale, round your spine, draw your lower abdominals in, tailbone scoops down, chin towards your throat. Inhale into your cow. And exhale into your cat. Right away here, focusing on the quality of your movement, the quality of your breath. How much presence can you bring into these transitions between the two poses? One more here. Next inhale, returning to your tabletop position. And then we'll build on what we just did a little bit. I want you to walk your knees back a little bit. And then we're going to inhale forward with the hips, lifting the heart, something like a high cobra. And then exhale, tuck your chin towards your throat, round your spine, send your hips back towards your heels for something like a child's pose. Inhale, lift your head, pull your heart forward, let your hips drop down into your cobra variation. Exhale, tuck your chin towards your throat, draw your navel in, round your spine as you send your hips back towards your heels for the child's pose variation. A few more times. Inhale, lift your head, pull your heart forward, roll forward, cobra. Exhale, round your spine, send the hips back. Still connected to those same foundational points. Inhale, roll forward, high cobra. Exhale, round it back, send it back into the child's pose variation. Last one. And then inhale, looking forward, shifting forward back into your tabletop position. Knees come under the hips again if you had shifted them back like I did. And I'm going to place my hands onto some blocks, just on their lowest setting. If you don't have blocks, you don't really need them. But this is just going to give me a little bit more space in the front of the body. I want you to scoop your pelvis under a little bit, draw your lower abdominals in, and then inhale, reach your right leg back, toes point down. And then exhale, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, reach the right leg back. Exhale, right knee towards your left elbow, twist it over. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, right knee towards your nose, round it all, and it doesn't have to touch, just squeeze. Doing that again with each section. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, right knee towards your left elbow, a little twist, squeeze. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, knee to nose, round it all in. Fantastic. Inhale, set that right knee down, maybe a little tick-tock of the hips. Whew. Feeling a little bit of warmth building up already. And then we'll inhale, grounding through the right knee, grounding through both of the arms. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, left knee towards the right elbow, twisting it over. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, knee towards your nose, squeeze it in. Inhale, one more to each of those parts of the body. Breathing in to lengthen, and then exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to right elbow. I'm getting distracted, or I'm getting my sides confused. Last one, inhale. And then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen back out and set the left knee down. Shifting hips side to side. And then you're welcome to just sit back onto your heels again, or you could take another child's pose. Just take a moment to roll out your wrists. If you're in child's pose, you could take that shark fin variation where you bring the palms together behind the head. It's always interesting seeing what happens in the mind whenever we challenge ourselves. Whenever the heart rate elevates. Alrighty, I'm gonna move my blocks off to the side. And then let's make our way into a downward facing dog here. Tuck the toes, send the hips up and back. First downward dog, so let's alternate the bends of the knees, pedaling out the feet, really grounding down through the hands, reaching through the arms as we shift the weight side to side in the hips. Spreading shoulder blades apart, head is heavy. And then we're going to use this walking motion that we have in our legs right now to start to step the left foot forward just a little bit. Step the right foot in front of the left just a little bit. Keep taking these baby steps, 1 foot at a time, until eventually you're at the top of your mat into your ragdoll fold. Feet are hip width distance. You could grab opposite elbow with opposite hand and gently sway side to side, letting something go. And if you're still swaying, go ahead and come back to stillness and center. Let go of the elbows if you're holding on there. Press into your feet, round your spine as you roll all the way up. Eventually, stacking your shoulders over your hips and lifting your head over your heart. Another little pause here. Notice how you feel. And if you had your eyes closed, you can flutter them open. Begin to really sense into the floor beneath your feet, making sure the weight is going not too much forward, not too much back, perfectly balanced between front and back, side to side, finding the center of gravity. And then we'll all inhale, start to shift the weight into that left leg and lift this right knee. You can keep the toes grounded if that feels better for you today. Arms are going to go up overhead, one-legged Tadasana. And we'll exhale, open that right knee out to the side. Use that right glute to squeeze the knee open. We're not setting the foot down anywhere unless you took the option to keep your toes grounded. And then you would just open the knee out, but keep the toes down, right? From here, keep that left leg super steady as we reach the right leg back, bend into the left knee, and then open out into a warrior two. Look over the left fingertips, lunge into the left knee. Arms are shoulder height. Soften your jaw. Notice what happened internally through that transition. And then we'll start to pivot on the right foot, pointing the right toes out and the right heel in. Open the arms out wide, putting a bend in the elbows, squeezing the knees open, sinking the hips low into your goddess. Scoop the pelvis forward. Think about stacking shoulders over the hips here. And then these little micro transitions in the feet. Point the right toes towards the right side of your mat. Pivot on the left foot, straighten that left leg. Open the arms out into the T shape again. Back to warrior two, now on the right side. So you're facing the back of your mat. Again, these little changes, these little differences from what we usually do, how do they cause you to react? What do they bring up? Just getting really curious, not judging. Now here's a real challenge. I'm going to heel toe my left foot in a little bit just so I have more stability in the right leg. Looking forward, Shift the weight into the right leg, step up. I had to step my toes down there for stability. Pull the left knee back into your one-legged Tadasana. Arms can go up overhead. So it's not about perfection. It's not about doing everything exactly how we think it's going to happen. It's about being present, showing up for yourself in each changing moment. Alrighty, let's open the left knee back out. We're going to make our way back to the front of the mat now. Start to send the left leg back, stability in the right leg. As you reach that left leg back, open out, warrior two. Looking over the right fingertips. A couple of breaths here to get grounded. And then begin to pivot on the left foot. Point the toes out, point the heels in, bend the knees, bend the elbows, goddess. Sinking the hips low. Lift a little bit through the pelvic floor. From here, pivot on the back foot, point the left toes forward, keep lunging into the left knee, look over the left fingertips. Feel your breath. And just as we did before, taking that little step in with the right foot so that we have more points of stability. Bring the weight into the left leg as we step up, pulling the right knee in. It's okay to tap the toes down if you need to. Pulling everything in, one more breath here. Exhale, right foot down, both arms down. Take a little rest. Feel that warmth. Feel that amazing energy that you're cultivating for yourself. Learning about ourselves a little bit today. That's what the practice is all about. Alrighty, our next little flow here. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward bend. On your next breath in, lift halfway. And then exhale, forward fold. You can have your hands on the mat for stability, or you could bring blocks underneath the hands if that would feel better to you. We're going to send the right leg back and up, but keep squaring your hips towards the mat. Point through the toes. So I want you to avoid letting this hip open up. Internally rotate your thigh. Lift from the place that your glute meets your thigh for your standing splits. Head is heavy here. And then we'll take a few mini dragon squats. So inhale, think about lengthening through your spine, lifting halfway. Exhale, put a bend into your left knee and bring your right knee right behind the left. And then press down through the left leg to reach that right leg back. Standing splits. Exhale, little mini dragon squat. Bend that left knee generously. Squeeze the right knee in. Inhale, kick it back, straighten both legs. Last one here, transitioning us into our Marichi Asana. So we're going to let that right knee drop all the way behind the left ankle. Sit the hips back, both sits bones grounded. And then left hand behind you for support. Right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Or you could just wrap around here, twisting towards the left. Take a breath in. Exhale. Twist a little bit deeper. Notice where you can soften any hard edges here. One more breath in. Exhale, look forward, and then we'll release. From here, you can either take a cross-leg seat or you could try over-crossing the legs, stacking the left knee on top of the right, and we'll go into our Gomukhasana fold. Big hip stretch, walking the fingertips forward, really grounding through the sits bones. So if you notice the hips lifting up, walk yourself back so you can ground down, and then take it forward into the forward bend. A little rest here before we do that on the other side. And then inhale, lift your head. Come back to upright. In one of my favorite transitions, we're going to place the hands behind us, twisting away from the left leg. Ground the hands down, press into the feet, spin on the feet, and you'll find yourself in a standing forward fold again, facing the back of your mat. Let your head be heavy. Take a little rest. And then I'm going to walk myself more so to the center of my mat, just so I don't kick any of the plants or furniture items behind me. Fingertips to the mat, lift halfway. Breathe in, exhale, and fold. This time, we're going to reach the left leg high into that standing splits, being really mindful of what that left hip and thigh is doing, not letting it open up. Really wrapping the hip down, using the muscles of the glute to lift the leg. It doesn't need to go right up over the left hip. Just using the muscles. This is an active stretch. Into our little mini dragon squats. So we're going to lift halfway, breathe in, bend into the right knee, squeeze the left knee behind the right to sit the hips low. Inhale, straighten both legs, kick that left leg up. Standing splits, exhale, little mini dragon squat. You got this. Inhale, kick it back. And then this last one takes us into our Marichyasana twist. The left knee goes behind that right ankle. Sit the hips down towards the mat. This time, right hand behind you for support. Left elbow to the outside of the left leg. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. Maybe send your gaze back. Remember, you can always hook the left elbow here instead of placing it to the outside of the leg. Find your breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release the twist. And again, you can just cross your legs, or you could try crossing your right knee on top of your left. And then we'll move into Gomukhasana, inhaling to lengthen, long, flat spine. And then exhale, take it forward. Let your head be heavy. A few breaths here to rest. Next breath in, lift your head. Exhale, walk your hands in towards you. Come back up to a flat back. And then we're just going to uncross the legs. I kind of made my way off of my mat, so I'm going to scoot myself back to center. And from here, let's lower all the way down onto our backs. Make any little adjustments as you get here that feel good for you and your body. Taking a moment to take in this change of orientation. So one of the most important things as we move through transitions is to take a brief moment of pause, to orient ourselves to what's going on. And then our last pose before we take rest is simply a reclined butterfly. So soles of the feet together, knees go apart, just letting the thighs be heavy towards the mat. And if this is uncomfortable and it feels like you have to work really hard to be here, like you can't relax your legs, grab your blocks, bring them underneath the thighs so you have some support and you can relax the legs. We're just going to take 5 slow, deep breaths here. One more breath in. And let this one go with a sigh. And then let's all extend our legs long, arms resting beside us. And then we'll just take a few more moments here in Shavasana to allow our body to receive the nutrients of that practice. It's kind of like digesting after a meal, just giving our mind and our body time to process things. You'll hear my voice whenever it's time to come back. Enjoy your rest. Remaining just as you are, start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe let these small movements expand into a big full body stretch, breathing in to stretch long, and out to let it go. In your own time, pull your knees in and roll over to whichever side you're most comfortable with. Let's meet in a comfortable seat. No hurry. Again, even this transition, even this change, being really mindful of the way you're moving, of the way you're breathing. And when you do arrive in your seat, just taking a moment to acknowledge how you feel, connect to a sense of gratitude for the practice and what it has revealed to you today. Gratitude for yourself for choosing to show up. With this gratitude in our hearts, palms together in front of the heart, we'll close with the chant of Om. Wherever you are with your breath, empty out the lungs. Take a breath in. Exhale to chant. Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me and being here today. Please let me know how the practice went for you in the comments down below, and I hope that we can practice together again very soon. Thank you. Namaste.